The world of Sister Wives has always been filled with family bonds, heartbreak, shifting alliances, and explosive revelations, but this season has a different kind of weight and tension hanging over it. The anticipation is not just about watching old wounds resurface or new arguments ignite, it is about the kind of truth that can turn years of speculation into a jaw-dropping moment. Kody Brown has already promised fans that something will happen when she sits across from Kody that will shock everyone, and those words have only amplified curiosity. People are asking what could be so intense that Kody herself admits she is still reeling from it long after the cameras stopped rolling. To understand the build-up, we have to look at the complicated road that brought Kody and Kody to this confrontation. For years, Kody lived in a marriage that felt one-sided. She fought for attention, affection, and the kind of love that should be natural in a partnership. Viewers watched her frustration rise season after season, until she finally decided to leave Kody and choose a different life for herself. Her decision to remarry David marked a turning point not just for her, but for the entire family dynamic. Yet walking away did not erase history. Kody and Kody still share children, memories, and unresolved pain. Kody has been portrayed as a man struggling to accept how quickly the foundation of his plural marriage crumbled. The once proud patriarch has faced rejection not just from wives, but also from many of his children. The fractures in his relationships run deep. He has admitted to being flawed, but rarely has he been forced to confront those flaws in such a direct way. That is why this upcoming sit-down with Kody matters. It is not just another conversation. It is a moment where truth collides with ego, and where years of resentment boil over. Fans are already drawing comparisons to the most dramatic reality television showdowns. There is a sense that this will not be a quiet or polite exchange. Kody has nothing left to lose by telling Kody exactly how she feels. She has built a new life, a stronger support system, and a marriage that finally gives her the love she always wanted. In contrast, Kody looks more isolated than ever. Robyn remains his closest ally, but even that relationship has shown cracks under the weight of public criticism and family collapse. Speculation about the shock moment ranges from the deeply personal to the financial. Some believe Kody might reveal secrets about Kody's treatment of their children, exposing details the audience never fully knew. Others think Kody himself might confess something that changes the entire narrative. Could it be about money and the Coyote Pass land? Could it be about regrets tied to Robyn's position in the family? Or could it be a hidden truth about why his other marriages fell apart so quickly once Kody left? The trailer gives only flashes of tension. Kody's posture is calm yet firm. Kody looks cornered, his eyes darting as if he knows this confrontation is different from the others. The silence before Kody speaks is almost heavier than any argument. It is the weight of history pressing down on both of them. To build a moment that shocks, the show does not need theatrics. It only needs honesty. Kody's strength has always been her ability to speak truth even when it is uncomfortable. That is why viewers trust her words. When she says fans will be shocked, it carries power. She is not someone who exaggerates for effect. She is a woman who endured years of emotional neglect and finally reclaimed her life. Her perspective is grounded in real experience. The cultural impact of Sister Wives has always been tied to its exploration of plural marriage and the complicated emotions inside it. For many seasons, audiences were fascinated by how the Browns managed to live in harmony, despite jealousy, competition, and financial pressure. Yet the harmony was always fragile. Season after season, cracks widened until the family structure fell apart. Season 20 now carries the responsibility of showing what happens when the dust settles. It is not about celebrating plural marriage or criticizing it. It is about watching real people deal with heartbreak and consequences. Kody's promise of a shocking revelation is the spark that sets this season apart. Viewers are no longer simply curious about how relationships shift. They want to witness the exact moment where truth cuts through years of denial. They want to see Kody confronted in a way he cannot escape. They want the mask of control to slip and the raw reality to surface. This build-up is what makes the upcoming scene one of the most anticipated in reality television. Fans are dissecting every trailer frame, every interview, and every statement from cast members trying to predict what will happen. Social media threads are filled with theories. Some imagine Kody begging for forgiveness. Others imagine Kody revealing painful truths that leave Kody speechless. A few even suggest the conversation could involve legal consequences tied to the family's past decisions. What is certain is that the shock moment is not just about entertainment. For Christine, it is personal closure. For Kody, it may be the harshest mirror he has ever faced. For the audience, it is validation that the years they have invested in following this family's story are leading to an emotional climax that feels real and unfiltered. The genius of this setup lies in timing. After years of fractured relationships and bitter separations, viewers might have assumed the story had run its course. Yet just when it seemed the family could not surprise anyone, Christine hints that something bigger is coming. That is the mark of storytelling that still has power, even after 20 seasons. As we prepare for this season premiere, the question that lingers is not whether the moment will shock, but how deep its impact will go. Will it change how fans view Kody forever? Will it shift sympathy toward Christine even more strongly? Or will it open wounds that even Christine herself struggles to close? The answers will unfold slowly, but one thing is clear. The world will be watching when Christine sits across from Kody and delivers the truth that has been building for years. Christine Iwest's journey toward this defining moment cannot be separated from the years of sacrifice and quiet endurance that marked her time in the Brown household. She entered plural marriage with a belief in unity and shared strength, but what she found over time was a life where her needs often went unnoticed. While Robyn quickly rose to prominence in Kody's heart, Christine struggled with the gnawing reality that love was not shared equally. This imbalance was not hidden from the cameras. It unfolded openly across seasons, and viewers felt her pain in real time. The heartbreak of watching her children sense the divide was perhaps the hardest part for Christine. She spoke often about wanting her kids to grow up in a home where they felt loved and secure, yet they too noticed when Kody's presence drifted. His absences, his anger, his favoritism created scars that could not be ignored. By the time Christine chose to leave, the decision felt less like rebellion and more like survival. She was choosing peace for herself and her children, and in doing so, she altered the course of the entire Brown family. When Christine remarried David Woolley, the tone of her story shifted dramatically. No longer defined by pain and neglect, she began to show joy, laughter, and freedom. Social media updates revealed a woman glowing with happiness, a stark contrast to the Christine we saw in the final years of her marriage to Kody. Yet even with her new life taking shape, the shadow of the past lingered. A person cannot simply erase decades of disappointment. That is why the sit-down with Kody carries such weight. It is not about revisiting the past for drama. It is about facing the person who caused so much of that pain and deciding once and for all how much power those memories will hold. For Kody, this moment is equally defining. Once a man who boasted about the strength of his large family, he now sits as a father and ex-husband surrounded by fractured bonds. His attempts to justify his actions have often fallen flat with fans. Where he sees leadership, many see control. Where he sees sacrifice, many see neglect. He has become one of the most polarizing figures in reality television. The sit-down with Christine is not simply a personal conversation, it is a public trial of sorts. The audience will weigh his words, his tone, and his honesty against the years of footage that already speak volumes. What could possibly shock Christine enough to say she is still reeling? Some speculate that Kody may confess to deliberately favoring Robyn over the other wives, not just emotionally but financially. Others suggest he could reveal hidden struggles, perhaps debts tied to the failed Coyote Pass project or conflicts the public has never seen. There is also the possibility that Kody tries to twist the narrative, placing blame on Christine in a way that is so bold it leaves her and the audience stunned. Each theory carries weight, because each one fits with pieces of what we know about Kody. The Coyote Pass saga itself deserves attention here. That land represented hope, a shared dream that one day the family would live side by side in harmony. Instead, it became a symbol of broken promises. For years, the property sat undeveloped, a reminder of what could have been but never was. Tensions about money and responsibility brewed until the eventual sale of the land marked the official death of the dream. Christine has been outspoken about the unfairness she felt during that chapter. If Kody chooses to reveal hidden truths about how that land was handled, the fallout could be massive. But beyond land and money lies the most important issue of all: the children. Christine has always prioritized them above everything else. She wanted them to know they mattered even when Kody's actions suggested otherwise. If she uses this sit-down to confront him directly about the hurt he caused their kids, the conversation could cut deeper than anything about property or finances. Imagine the power of Christine looking Kody in the eyes and saying the children deserved a better father. That is the kind of truth that leaves a lasting impact. Fans of Sister Wives know that the show has never shied away from raw emotion. We have seen tears, anger, and confrontation, but this moment feels different. It carries the energy of finality. Christine has moved on, Janelle is on her own journey of independence, Meri is exploring new beginnings, and Robyn is left grappling with what it means to be the last wife standing. Kody has fewer allies than ever. To sit down with Christine under these conditions means the stage is set for something unforgettable. Theories about reconciliation are unlikely but cannot be dismissed. Some wonder if Kody might try to apologize in a way he never has before, perhaps even breaking down and admitting regret over losing Christine. Such a scene would shock fans not because it erases the past, but because it would be the first time Kody drops his defenses completely. A vulnerable Kody is something viewers rarely see. Yet whether or not Christine accepts such words is another matter. She has made it clear that her life is no longer tied to Kody's approval. As this conversation unfolds, the impact will ripple far beyond the two of them. Janelle will watch with interest, perhaps seeing in Christine's strength a reflection of her own path. Meri may find closure in seeing Kody challenged so directly. Robyn, however, faces a different reality. Every confrontation that paints Kody in a harsher light also places more weight on her role as the remaining wife. If the sit-down reveals truths that diminish Kody further, Robyn's position could become more fragile than ever. The audience, too, will feel the weight of this shock moment. Sister Wives has never just been entertainment. It has been a window into questions about marriage, loyalty, and faith. Fans have invested years into this story, debating every choice, analyzing every argument, and taking sides in conflicts that mirror struggles in their own lives. When Christine promises a revelation that will shock, she is not just talking about a dramatic scene for television. She is promising a moment of truth that validates the emotions viewers have carried for years. And so we approach the climax of this long-running saga with anticipation that feels heavier than any season before. The sit-down between Christine and Kody represents more than just a conversation. It represents accountability. It represents closure. It represents the kind of honesty that reality television often promises but rarely delivers. Christine has nothing left to fear, Kody has nothing left to hide, and the audience has nothing left to wait for. The truth is coming, and it will change everything. The strength of this season lies not just in shocking revelations, but in the humanity behind them. Christine's journey from pain to empowerment is one of the most relatable arcs in reality television. Kody's fall from leader to isolated figure is equally compelling. Together, their confrontation is the inevitable collision of two stories that could never coexist peacefully. When the cameras capture that moment, it will not just be an episode of Sister Wives. It will be history in the making for fans who have followed this family for more than a decade. As the credits roll on that episode, the conversation will not end. Social media will ignite with debates, headlines will dissect every word, and fans will analyze expressions and tones as if they were clues in a mystery. But at the heart of all that noise will be a simple truth. Christine Brown stood her ground, spoke her truth, and showed the world that strength comes not from silence but from courage. Kody Brown, for all his pride and control, will have to live with the reality that he could not escape the consequences of his actions. This is the story of Sister Wives at its peak. It is the raw honesty of family life laid bare for millions to see. It is the reason fans will keep watching season after season. And when Christine says there will be a moment that shocks us all, we believe her, because she has earned that trust. The wait is almost over, and the stage is set for the confrontation that will echo long after the season ends.